All right, so today we have the T-Mobile high-speed internet gateway. So this is gonna be basically T-Mobile service. So you can get rid of terrible Spectrum or whoever you have for internet and just use T-Mobile as your sole internet provider. Nice box. Let's check out what's in the box. So you can see all this here has kind of like a cell phone would have. That's where your IMEI and all that kind of stuff will be. So I don't know if we need to activate this or how it's gonna work, but we'll see. Here's a little booklet. T-Mobile home internet. And it gives you a little quick guide. It tells you kind of put it in the center of the house. Obviously plug in the power and then press the on button. So I don't know if you can figure that out on your own. Luckily we got directions telling you plug it in and then press the power button. And then you gotta download the T-Mobile home internet app to your smartphone to set up the gateway. It's regular papers like they send with normal cell phones. So no big deal there. Just a nice protective piece for the box. Again, nice sturdy box to keep it safe. So it comes with an Ethernet cord here, and of course a power adapter with a DC power port. Let's look at the actual device. It's pretty neat looking. It reminds me when Google first had their home Wi-Fi, it was the On Hub. It looks kind of like this, but this one looks cooler. T-Mobile logo, of course. On the bottom, you have your SSID, and then the password's on here too. That's good, because I'm installing this at someone's house who doesn't know how passwords work. So it's a good thing that it says it on the bottom, so then you can't forget it. Oh, it even tells you the username to log into the device. That's pretty good. All right, so on the back here, there's two Ethernet ports, LAN 1 and LAN 2, and this one is a telephone. So if you had, that's like an old school landline telephone. Fun fact, I used to be a telephone man, climbing telephone poles. All right, and then there's a USB-C port, and then here's the on-off button. It's like a UPS port. That's pretty good. And then obviously the power port. So UPS, I assume that's gonna be if you had uninterruptible power supply, maybe that ties in there and it would automatically power this down somehow, potentially, I don't know. USB-C port, I guess, to update firmware maybe. And then obviously extra LAN ports for if you want to hardwire something directly to it. So again, this will be your Wi-Fi router. This will be your modem all in one. So that's pretty good. Now I'm gonna use my phone. I'm tied to its existing Wi-Fi, which is through Spectrum, which is a terrible company. I have Spectrum at my house. This is my brother's house. I paid for the top tier level and it still sucks. I'm sure it probably sucks too. So here is a Wi-Fi test. Well, actually it's getting 100 and 200. That's not terrible. So we're getting decent speeds here, I guess. That's probably within the range of what he's paying for. Now, it's unreliable. Like anytime it rains, it goes out. Even at my house, I pay for the top tier package and it still goes out and I still have trouble with it. And then they say it's inside the house, blah, blah, blah. Like in my existing home, I have a modem from Spectrum and then I go to the eero router, which I'm a big fan of the eero router, but this is a lot simpler. This is all he's gonna have. So this is gonna be just power cord and then it's just gonna pull the magic 5G COVID rays from the sky, and then it will power his house. So you probably will get slower speeds than this, but ideally it's gonna be more consistent, but we'll find out. We'll test it in just a minute. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and I'm gonna turn off the Wi-Fi. So now I'm on just 5G. You can see the 5G icon up here, and then we'll just test that and see what kind of 5G speeds I'm getting from my Galaxy Note 20 in his kitchen area. So I mean, that's solid. I mean, that's a very good 5G speed, 97 so far, so that's good. I mean, it's slower than what the Spectrum was, but again, consistency is what we're looking for. That was kind of the benefit of 5G on T-Mobile. It's a lot more consistent than it used to be. Plus, he lives alone.
Just leave everyone, believe only one. If you don't like anyone, leave alone.
But like in my house, I have a bunch of heathens in there that are destroying my Wi-Fi because there's so many people in there. But like he lives alone, so it's just his devices. So this is plenty speed for one person, and he's not very technical. He has a hard time with VCRs and things like that. So this is gonna be like the lightning fast for him. So it's pretty good. All right, so now we're gonna do the hard part, which is plugging this into a wall and then hitting the power button. I'm not gonna show it. Plug it in the wall. This part goes in the wall. You can't just stab it in the wall. It's gotta be an actual outlet. So don't just start stabbing it into walls and thinking that's gonna work, because it's not. If you're strong enough like me, you can get through the wall, but it's not gonna actually power the device. All right, and then you plug this bad boy in right here. Pretty easy. And there is like a little plastic piece here. I'm gonna peel that off. Now we're letting all the 5G escape. So try to catch it real quick. All right, so now you just press this power button in, and I would assume it lights up somewhere, but I do not see a light, so there's a light. Oh, look at that. I did not realize that was gonna be an LCD. I thought that was just a piece of black plastic. All right, so let's check that out again. Let's turn them on, and boom, look at that. That's pretty cool. I assume that bar underneath there is connecting, I don't know. Now there's a QR code to scan this here. I'll probably have to use his inferior iPhone instead of my superior Samsung Galaxy Note 20 because it's his house and I don't want to control his internet. So Here is the app. Let's set up device. Look at that. Got messages on there. This is fancy. Oh wait, there you go, it found it. So you can find either a white one or a gray one. This one is gray, in case you're colorblind. On a scale of 1 to 7, how confident are you that you'll be able to complete a do-it-yourself project? 7. Come on, I am 7,000% confident I can handle this myself. You'll be prompted to use your phone's camera to scan the QR code on the bottom of your gateway. Please allow access to your phone's camera. So scan it, it's gonna ask you for access. You're gonna say okay. I'll do this off camera so y'all can't steal my QR code.
Well, that's how they get you.
That's how they get you. I scanned it, it captured it. On the little spinny guy here. Now it says connect to power. Look at that.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that.
Your app is wrong compared to your book. Your book says position, power on, and then app. Now this says connect. Maybe it's just saying if you haven't done it already. But all right. Wait for your gateway to start. Wait at least 2 minutes for your gateway to completely start up. That's a little picture of it. Yeah, I mean, we should be started up already. Look at the screen on top of your gateway is an upgrade in progress. You may need to tap on the screen to wake it up. Let's hit English. It is a touch screen. How about that? Now it's telling you to download the app. All right, we already got the app. It does not say an upgrade is in progress, so we'll skip that. T-Mobile Internet would like to use Bluetooth. We'll say okay. So we had to turn on Bluetooth to make it discoverable. All right, so we got Bluetooth failed, but we also got a phone call in the middle of that. So it's asking you to join like a Wi-Fi. If you ever connected a device, this is pretty common stuff. So we're gonna join that. Got a little animation here. It's pretty nice. So now it gets the information that T-Mobile Internet would like to find and connect to devices. So I hit okay on that one. It didn't work, so I got to do it manually. Now it did connect. All right, we'll cover the password. So now it just shows me the name and the password, and you can change the name, the Wi-Fi password. I'm not going to change it because, like I said, we have someone that can't work a VCR here, so they kind of need it written down. And it's an okay password. It's fine. That's pretty good though. Like they give you a little warning message if you're going to skip it. Other people in the household could look at the bottom, but again, no one else is here, so it should be fine. I'm gonna skip it anyway. You can change the admin password, but once again, he lives alone. As a security professional, I wouldn't advise this, but it'll be all right for him. It does give you warnings to not do that, so that's pretty good. So it does tell me the network signal strength is poor, but again, we're in the middle of the house, so I'm gonna move it to a window and we'll see if it picks up a little more. And then it's kind of telling you to move it to another location, so that makes sense. You can tell them I need help if you can't find a good spot. Now we changed the spot. I'm gonna hit found the spot and we'll see what it says. All right, so the information about your gateway internet isn't connecting. All right, so I didn't really have to move it there. It's just gonna plug in. So let me check it. Let me rearrange some stuff and we'll come back. Look at that, it's unplugged. It has a built-in battery, so it works without power. And once it gets to the right screen, you can change it and it will tell you how much battery. Another room, I was setting it up and I saw it showed how much, it had 23% battery left. So we're not positive, I'll check stats later, but I think it should go like 9 hours if your power goes out, which is pretty fresh. This little LCD is pretty good. So there it says to switch to battery, and there's a little battery power and the bar indicator, and then you can swap it over here. It tells you how many devices are connected, so that's pretty good. And then you can see your battery level. You can change the settings. You can see if you have any alerts. That's pretty good. And then messages, like I guess if you had an update or something like that, you'd have a message there. And then go back to your connection. So we're getting 3 bars in his kitchen. I'm gonna move it back to another room. The app itself, it has lots of options at home. It shows the connection quality. It shows the check marks to the internet. Click on devices. There's only one device, which is this phone connected currently. You can go to network, and then you can see the frequency. It does both 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz. And then if you want to change the password, you can change it here. That's pretty good because he's not great with passwords. So, and there's support if you need help. You can go right there. It's pretty good. And they get more. There's a user guide, information, sell metrics and stuff. That's pretty good. Nice little app. All right, so we're gonna change the password and then I'll set them all up. All right, so you can see up top here, because this is a fancy Samsung Galaxy Note 20, it does tell you it's Wi-Fi 6. So the router itself is pretty good. So let's do a speed test. We're on the new T-Mobile router, modem router combination. And let's check the speeds we're getting here. It has the Wi-Fi signal, but still shows it T-Mobile, so that's pretty neat. And we're getting faster speeds, 300. Oh yeah, we're getting way better speeds then. Holy shit. There must be some magic in there because this, as we've mentioned numerous times, is a top tier Samsung Galaxy Note 20, and that T-Mobile internet is getting way faster speeds. Let's try it again. Even though it says T-Mobile, it still has the Wi-Fi signal because we're doing Wi-Fi. You can see up here, we're on Wi-Fi, and we're getting 315. So the LG V60 here my son has is just on 5G. And see, when it's testing, you see there's the 5G icon next to that. And this one has the Wi-Fi icon. And he's only getting 100, which is good speeds. There's nothing wrong with 100, but I mean, good Lord, 331. $50 a month. You don't got to deal with the world's worst company, Spectrum. T-Mobile's a great company and super simple. Everything's controlled from an app and it's just one device and it has a battery backup. I mean, that is legit. They'll get those speeds up a little higher. I'll be ditching them. Actually, really, I'm a businessman. I'm a very important businessman, as you can imagine. So I could potentially buy one of these as a backup. Like, you know, I'm all about that redundancy. So if I was worried about my internet not being in place for my home, I could easily pay 50 bucks a month because I got tons of money. I mean, 50 bucks is nothing to a man like me. So I could just spend 50 bucks a month to, or, you know, my job might pay for it, to have a backup in case Spectrum inevitably goes down. I would have that T-Mobile backup, but that was a really good speed. So I'm impressed. All right, that's all we got, really. Even though it still just says good connection quality, we're getting 300. So, I mean, if it goes excellent, then who knows what will happen. We look at devices, and I'll tell you all the devices they're on. It says unknown because the MAC address, we can map those back out. It's pretty easy to fix that. You can click on the device probably, and then you can make a schedule for it. So that's kind of cool. It's kind of like I do with my eero router. So I have kids that are really bad, and you got to block them off the internet. So you can make a schedule, and I can kick them off the internet out for certain times, or you could just block them off entirely. So that's pretty good to have control of your devices like that, which you definitely can't get with Spectrum. Now, if you had something like the eero router, which I really like, you can do that, or Google Wi-Fi. But as far as your basic cable company router, that's not going to do it. So this is pretty good. I'm impressed. Let's do one more speed test. I'm in the kitchen dining room area, and the T-Mobile modem router guy is over in the bedroom office area. So a good 6,000 feet in this mansion. No, I don't know, like 200 feet maybe away. We're just about as far as we can get, maybe a little farther, probably that way. You can take a speed, but it seems pretty good. Bottom line is, the service is working great. Good job, T-Mobile. We like it. Again, it's in my house, it's in my device. I didn't pay for it, but pretty good. Obviously, it's not sponsored, but I do use T-Mobile as my provider because I think they're pretty good here. I'm in Louisville, Kentucky, so that's where T-Mobile is pretty good here. If it's available to you, it may not be available to you. If it is, you should probably check it out. It's pretty good. It gets the big thumbs up. That's what you want. That's the coveted thumbs up. Do all that cool stuff. Like, subscribe, leave comments, the whole shebang. All right, thanks for checking me out.